Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Michael Homula, and thanks for hanging out with us here at Pulling the Cork. If you've been hanging out with us last week, you know we've been doing our taste and talk with Cindy Cosco of Passaggio Wines. Cindy's been great to chat with. She's given us a lot of information about her winemaking philosophy, a little bit about how she got into wine, a whole host of things. And now we're getting down to tasting her 2008 Unoaked Chardonnay. Here's the bottle, and again the name is Passaggio, which means passageway in Italian. I'm really excited to try this for a number of reasons. One, I've never been a huge fan of the super oaky, buttery Chardonnays that have pretty much become the stereotype of California wine. It is the standard for California Chardonnay. And Cindy tells us that this is unoaked, and she didn't go through the malolactic conversion on this wine. So this is going to be a very different Chardonnay for us. I'm also excited because she used a Zork enclosure. I've read a lot about this, and you've probably heard about it in our taste and talk with Cindy, and we're going to go ahead and get a sense of what this sounds like when this thing opens up. So we're going to pop this thing off, if I can do it without breaking anything, and popping an eye open. There it goes. And let's see what happens if this makes that good old cork sound. Kind of there. Not exactly spot on, but it's pretty similar. You got that little bit of a dull popping noise. But anyways, Cindy told us a little bit about her Chardonnay when we talked to her for Taste and Talk. So we're going to go ahead and let her tell you a little bit about this wine. Cindy?
I actually got those grapes from Lodi. I sourced those myself from a friend of mine, an Italian friend of mine down there by the name of Louis. The vineyard is pretty warm during the day, pretty cool at night. It was hand-picked early morning. The grapes were brought in. I went down and picked them up myself. I brought them into crush pad. I destemmed and pressed most of them. I left some on the skins for about 6 hours to get that nice complexity and flavors. Mm-hmm. And I had 5 different, may have had 3 to 5 different yeasts. I think I did about 3 different yeasts because I had 5 stainless drums, and trying to get some nice blending components because that's the funnest part for me is that's when you get to blend. Put those 5 drums together, was fun blending them. Bottled that in June of '09 and then released it at the end of July.
Very, very cool. Now, what was the case production on the '08 Chardonnay?
The '08, I produced 125 cases.
Very cool.
Thanks, Cindy. Just a few other details. This is 14% alcohol by volume, and as Cindy said, this wine was fermented in stainless steel tanks. The suggested retail on this is $13 a bottle. So let's go ahead and pour this and give this a go. Alrighty. Let's take a look at this color here. It's a pale straw, tiny hint of gold as it gets out to the edge, but it's pretty much a pale straw all the way through, very clear. Nice looking wine. I'm going to go ahead and show you the color here as I always do. Again, I don't know how that translates on camera. We've seen it a couple times. It seems to work a little bit, but there you go. That's the color. So definitely a pale straw. Let's go ahead and nose this. Big nose of tropical fruits. I get some grapefruit and some pear, some green apple. And what's really noticeable again is that there's not a big burst of oak, as I often get with a lot of California Chardonnay, and so it's kind of exciting to smell that. A little bit of minerality on the nose too. See how that translates on the palate. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. Interesting. real lively acidity, and it's a much more full-bodied Chardonnay than I was expecting, given that it didn't go through that malolactic conversion. It's got a little bit more full body to it. More grapefruit and some green apples and some pear, some almost like Bosque pear going on in there, which is really interesting. There is some floral notes. I want to say a little bit of honeysuckle, at least that's what I'm getting, and that minerality is showing up on the flavor profile as well. I get a little touch of mango in there, which is interesting. So that's some of the flavors that I'm getting. I'm going to go ahead and just give this another taste and see. Yeah, it's mango. Green apple, grapefruit, mango, some tropical elements, a little bit of honeysuckle, and some minerality happening in there. It's very crisp. There's some lemon. That's what it is. There's some lemon zest happening inside of that wine. I really like that. Let's go ahead and taste this and see what the finish is like and what type of complexity we get on the back. Just really surprised at the mouthfeel, how full-bodied this wine is. It's really interesting. Again, very crisp and light. Fairly moderate finish here at the back end with more green apple and pear showing through, and just a little bit more of that minerality, and again with a little bit of lemon zest on the end. Wow, what a really nice Chardonnay. Very crisp and refreshing. This is alive. It's so nice not to be feeling like I'm pulling splinters out of my tongue or chewing on a butter stick. This is really what Chardonnay should be about. Well, let's put it this way. If this isn't what Chardonnay should be about, then it certainly shouldn't be about big butter and big oak either. It's probably somewhere in the middle would be nice, but this is a really nice, refreshing change of pace for Chardonnay. So if you're looking for a good Chardonnay at a really nice price, this is the wine for you, I think. At $13, it's a great quality for what you're getting in the glass. We'll go ahead and write up all of our tasting notes. They'll be posted down below. We want to thank Cindy for sharing her wine with us, sharing her thoughts about her winemaking, and for joining us on Tasting Talk. We really appreciate you hanging out as well. We hope you enjoyed this series, Taste and Talk. We're going to be doing it with some more winemakers very soon. And until then, cheers.
3 minutes and we're out of here. The clock is ticking and we're in the clear. We got 3 minutes and we're out of here. We got 3 minutes and we're out.